Just give it my. Just getting my stuff set up to make sure everything's working correctly. We got a few more minutes before the Tokyo opening happens. Um, Last night I didn't check my stuff and I didn't have my screen up, so I had a screen that was streaming that wasn't even my charts. So today we're gonna double check everything, make sure you're good to go. Kind of seeing if we can get above this 41, find support there, then maybe we can look for a long and carry it up to the daily 50% of the day is sitting up at 63 from the previous day. Oh crap. Wait a minute, drop that. Like I said, it don't seem like the evenings are just like so cluttered. Not all there in the evenings. Man, I hope we don't hit that Tokyo market and just get die off. The last two nights have been kind of rough starting out, unless you just can make it late into the night for the movement to start. But man, those first couple hours have been tough. How's everyone doing today? Did everybody have a fairly decent day trading? Did anybody get stuck in that China news today? Yeah, we had this crazy, crazy boner candle. I want to say, what, 10 o'clock this morning? Mm. All right. The Asian market's been open for a couple hours. At the moment, we're waiting for the Tokyo session to open. Uh, if we get a little pullback here, I'm going to be long bias above 41. Not saying that we can't get a pullback off of that level, even if we get above it, but I think if we stay above 41, I'm going to hold it for a while. Usually at the 1 hour, usually at the new hourly candle, you'll get some kind of little move here. We took the short a while ago. We took this short from around here down to here on our other eval. So we're trading these eval individually. So we're going to be looking for a trade on this account tonight. And I probably won't trade this one again. We made 60 bucks, kind of pushed us over the $500. If we can find another, say, $40 to $100 trade on this next entry, and that way it'll push us over 900 and finally get a green light. Last night was a red night in the market. I think we were negative like 60 bucks, and the night before that we were break even. So really haven't had great sessions in the Tokyo the last couple nights. Maybe tonight will be a little better. And I even had the right direction pick last night. I just got swept out real quick, and the market pretty much sold off all night. I don't know if anybody I think one of my best entries from last night was we were actually in the same level last night during the Tokyo session, and we basically went down. All right, so we are breaking. We got a new candle in 16 seconds, so we're just going to wait and see what happens with this brand new candle. I think the 60s is probably a good target. Long as 42 will be my line in the sand if we get long. Excuse me. Or wherever this wick ends up at. Still a fairly decent little, much of a stop loss if you use the bottom of this wick as your stop loss if it pops back above this line here. Wow, we opened and we just kind of stalled, guys. Come on. I was hoping for some decent price action tonight. Gets in like nice 10, 20 point moves. Man, these last couple nights have been rough. Like I said, unless you can make it until like 11 or 12 o'clock, you can get some decent price. It seems like the last night it just slowly grind off like 100 points. Uh, we are trading the MNQ, which is micros in the Nasdaq. And these are evals only. We don't usually take funded trades in the Asia market or Tokyo market because I don't feel like I've been trading enough to be comfortable with it, because I've only been trading the Tokyo market consistent for, I want to say, for about a month. Yeah. We have been mainly trading two accounts. We have these two accounts that we've been trading in the Tokyo market for the last month. And so far we're up 868 and one. And the second one we're up 500. We took like a little $60 trade earlier before we started streaming on this short right here on this pullback. So we had this pullback. I thought we would break a little lower, but we still got our 3 contracts sold off. So now we're going to look for one more trade on the other account. Hopefully we can finish green tonight. Like I said, last night was a red night for us. It wasn't a big red. Usually we keep our losses fairly small, like 60, 70 bucks on these accounts, because these are small accounts. I think starting out trading these accounts, they're only like $500 in drawdown. These are $500 static accounts. So you don't get hardly no drawdown. So the max, I wouldn't be interested in a short unless we lost the probably the 14s. If we can print below the 13s and 14 and find support underneath there, I'll be like short bias all the way. But you'll just have to wait and see what happens. This could just be another little pullback here. Because you got a low, you got a high. So you just kind of have to see if your discount area is going to hold or not. Yeah, I do the same thing. I only trade my funded accounts during the New York session. And that's only because, man, if you get stuck in a bad Tokyo trade, you're effed. Because the market, you could be stuck in that thing for 2 or 3 hours. Some of that stuff is so slow, man. It is. I just couldn't do it. To me, I'd rather take my $40, $50 loss than sit in this shit for an hour and stare at the paint dry. It's horrible. So the 814, if you're wondering why I said I would be interested in short at the 814s, that is your PM session low from earlier today. Yeah, that's why I stick to just super small counts futures and just look for like $40 and $50 trades. Almost every trade I take in this time of the markets, usually every now and then, there's been a couple trades where I made like $100 or more, but almost most of my trades have been just small. Oh, I'll show you. So like we've already got a $60 trade on this one, so we probably won't take another trade on this account. So now we're hoping that we can find another $60+ on the next account if we can find another entry. Yeah, it looks kind of small on the this is a MNQ, which is the minis. I mean, micros. I'm sorry. This is the micros. All right, here comes the line in the sand area. If we lose the lows and can print below the 12 and 13, like I said, I'll be somewhat short biased below that level. We printed it below it earlier. We made a short below it, but we didn't find support. I got lucky. I got lucky on that that news play today from China. I don't know if anybody was trading during the 10 o'clock hour today when the news broke that China says they weren't going to use the NVIDIA chips no more, and the market dumped like 100 points. So I was looking for like a little 10-point trade. Luckily, I was on the right side of that trade because I was thinking, it's like, dude, if someone just got wrecked. There was probably so many people that got wrecked today during that that moment. I don't know how many of you guys. If you're looking for it like on charts, it actually would probably be like this: MQH6. That is usually the abbreviation for the March contracts for the NASDAQ. Oh, you lost to it. Yeah, I was thinking about that when that happened, man. I was like, holy crap, man. If you didn't have a stop loss set up, or even it probably would have just blown through your stop loss. I mean, that thing happened so fast. It was just like 100 points within like 2 seconds. I got lucky. I was actually short. I was shorting the 900 off of that today, and I hit my 10 points, and I hit the 9 because I was in it for 10 micros, which is a mini, and I hit the 10 points, and literally after I hit the 10 points, that thing dropped 100 points. So I got lucky and made 256 off of it today on my funded because I was in a funded trade when that happened. Hopefully that wasn't like a. Now, was that like a cash account, or was it an eval, or is it a funded account? Hopefully it wasn't a cash or eval. It still didn't come up with those abbreviations if you were looking that up. I don't know as far as like, do I know a crash would come? It's hard to say. Try the horizontal screen instead of the. Are you on a phone or a computer? It's probably a lot more clear than the vertical screen. Oh yeah, man. We all have our lost days. I want to say my last bad trading loss was probably back in November. It was a little bit of a tilt day. You just got to put it behind you and move on. Let me. I know you can stick what I'm trading on. Let's see. There you go. Yeah. So for anybody wondering what we're trading, this is what we're trading: the MNQH6 Micro Minis Nasdaq 100 time frame 5 minutes. I don't know if you can see that or not. Like I said, if we cannot get back below the 13, we're definitely going to stay long bias. That 13 is the oh yeah, no doubt. Most of us have done our fair share of losses. I think the biggest thing I've had to work on the last few months that I've really been trying to focus on is the risk management, getting a lot better with risk management. That's something I didn't really do a whole lot in my early stages of trading. Either that or be in a hurry to get to whatever you're trying to reach. So that's another thing. I think everybody should be on their own time frame. So this could just be a nice little possible buy in the discount for long. Was there an inside bar? Yeah, there was an inside bar. I haven't been taking that inside bar. See, for myself, we're trapped in between two zones that it's so hard for me to long or short in between them, because this right here is I want to say this was one of the previous day lows or highs around this 13 level. And here is the low of the day here at the PM session for the 813. So I'm kind of waiting for us to either get below the 13s or back above the 41s. Oh, excuse me. You're going to go long? I wasn't sure if we would even how much farther we would pull back. I'm not sure. I'm just going to stay out of it here. I'm just going to be patient and wait. I'm going to wait and see if we either get back below the 13s or push back up to the 40s. I'd like to see us, if we're going to look for longs, is even get back above the 21 EMA. I mean, we're in that golden pocket area. I mean, that's usually, if you trade strictly the Fibonacci, you would take your longs or short out of this area here. Then you would start taking off profit as you move up through the percentages. Nice on that long there, Walls. It definitely was a pretty little fib setup if you believed in it. I wasn't sure, so I wasn't going to take it. I just didn't know. I'm like sitting here waiting, like, man, are we going to hit that 13 level? Because that's like my support line. Just not sure. All right. Kind of tapped that 21 EMA. So we're still kind of riding under that 21 EMA. So. And see, the nighttime Tokyo session, the candles move so much more different than they do in the New York session. Oh yeah, same here. Futures. I mean, heck, I've been looking at charts since 5 o'clock since I got home. I've been looking at the charts the last 2 hours. Then I get on here and talk about charts while streaming. Yeah, I know what you mean. There could be worse habits in life, you know. There's nothing wrong with looking at charts. Heck, sometimes I even wake up and look at charts on my iPad while laying in bed. I like be hitting the trade of view, like, where did the levels go tonight? I'm like, oh crap. I miss, like last night when I woke up at like middle of the night, like at 2 o'clock, and I turned on trading view. I was like, holy crap, that thing sold off like 200 points. Oh no, it sold off 100 points last night. Cause remember, guys, we were short up there around like the 18s or the 820s, and that thing sold off over 100 points. Like throughout the night. That's the one thing about the overnight session. If you can get the direction right, I mean, the overnight almost will stay in one direction all night once it gets going in that direction. Yeah, that was a nice fib buy there, Walls. Like I said, I didn't have trust into it. I wasn't sure, but that's a good looking fib setup. Has a nice high, nice low, pull back into the golden pocket. So that was a nice little scalp there. For anybody that does like trading the Fibonacci, taking trades off the fib. That's how I pretty much enter my New York session trades, is I use the fib to enter my trades this morning. Even though I missed the setup this morning because it all happened on one 5-minute candle. So I missed it this morning. Ooh, let's get this thing. I want to get some support above that 841 and look for a long off of that. So maybe this thing will run all the way up to the 841s for you, Walls. Then find support. This way I can find me an entry and just hold that thing all night. We want an entry above the 41. Beautiful. So what he was looking at, if you trade the fib, you got your low, so you would pull your fib from, what is that, bottom to top here. Your 100% would be down here. Your 0% would be up here. Then it would just go back through, and you're looking for a pullback somewhere between the 60 and 80% to kind of buy in discount. Then look for a run back up through here. I mean, that's pretty much the whole breakdown of the fib. If you're trading individual legs, this is trading on the smaller side of the fib. It's just where you're trading off a leg. You're not really trading the whole move. If you're looking for more of a bigger move type, Fibonacci type trade, you would scan like the whole thing. So let's see. I can't even. Let's see where 8 o'clock is. 8:30. Got to be somewhere in this area here. So technically we are in discount pricing right now if you look at the overall whole move from today. So you would expect us to be moving up higher tonight. So this is why I said if I can get a 41, I'm going to probably be bullish, and then you can look for a decent pullback tonight. Or you can just trade like Wells was talking about, where you can just trade like the individual legs. And that's good for like nice little small movement. So if you're looking for like 5, 10, 15, 20 points, depending on how big the leg is. You can't see the what you can't see your mouse arm barely on your fib. Uh what is the mouse arm? What is that called? Is it Oh, is it that little line that runs from here to there? Hmm. I don't know why. Let's see. I'm not sure. Has anybody been trading silver or gold lately? I heard that's been moving pretty wildly. I've seen a few people trade the silver and gold, and either some people really make big on it or they just get wrecked on it. It's definitely been kind of like a 50-50 thing with the gold and silver. No, I usually don't use any pivots Wall Street. Dude, that's pretty good. 9 grand. I've never made that much in like one night or even one day. That's pretty wild, Diamond. Yeah, that's definitely way past the type of leverage that I'm trading. I'm happy just looking for like a little under $100 or a little more than $100 on my accounts. So, man, how many contracts that you would have to be selling? I mean, that's you must be trading on a fairly big account. I mean, heck, I guess if you had 5 micros or even 4 micros, that's like $800. What, 10 points? Shoot, yeah, 10 Connies. Holy goodness, that is insane. 10 ooh, 10 contracts, man. Holy goodness. I can see making 9 grand because that's like what? What is that? $1,000 per 10 points. Man. All right, so we're expecting to make a high here. I guess this would have been a 5-minute inversion play here for anybody that likes to trade inversion plays, because you kind of had a new high, you had a new low, and that's on the 5-minute. You probably would want to go to the smaller time frames down to like 1 and 2 minutes. Yeah, I think my largest win today was 250 on a funded account, Diamond. That's on gold. Oh, dude, gold, man. I'd get wrecked on gold. It's so hard for me to go trade on gold and silver or even the ES just because I'm so not used to the chart movement, because I just know it looks so much different than what I'm used to watching on NASDAQ. Like I said, if we can get above the 840s, I will definitely be pretty much a long bias and see how long we can hold that trade for. I don't know how I put that on there. Oh, well. We're just going to have some blue lines on here. There we go. Well, so far we're still kind of staying in that range. I can send you the AI charts. Is it just not like standard pivots walls? All right. Oof. We got a new 30-minute candle here, new 15-minute candle, so maybe we'll get a little volatility and a little move here. They're like specialty code pivots. Okay, see, I haven't never looked at none of your videos. I can look at here. Let me click on your name. No, I already follow. Okay. Okay, I'll go watch some of your videos in a little bit after I get off and see what you're talking about. Let's see, crypto. Which one is it under? No, we're not buying. Like I said, I didn't like the longs unless we get back above 841. Then I'm gonna be short bias if we get below the 813s. So if we get out of this range sometime within the next hour or so, hopefully we can find an entry. Ooh, that's a lot of videos. It says algo scan. Okay, I'll have to go check some of those out. Hurt my back setting up. Let's see. Oh, come on. Did anybody here have to change over charts from the Top Step thing? I heard Methodical Man talking about it, so I was asking. Yeah, I'll definitely, once I get off the stream tonight, I'll definitely go watch some of those. Yeah, for anybody that looks like they're in crypto, it looks like Wall Street. He has a lot of looks like he has a lot of good videos over there on crypto and different information. I couldn't tell you what any of it's about because I haven't watched any of them, but I may go check them out later after I get offline or off the stream. Okay. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining the stream over here on YouTube on the vertical charts. If you're just joining us. Right now, we're just kind of waiting and being patient. We took one trade before pre-market, but right now we're stuck kind of. We were really stuck. We were stuck in the same range last night. I mean, I think at one time I was actually short from 833 last night, and we finally sold off, but it wasn't until later in the night. It seems like we've been stuck in this area for the last 2 days. As you can see, since about 2:30 this morning, we traded back in the session and we just been stuck. Not this morning, but this evening. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say this morning. This evening. kind of curious who's going to win, because right now, ever since we made this high and low, we're just kind of making inside bars. So really, for a trade setup, you really need to wait for us to kind of get out of this leg here so we can kind of determine which way we're going to go. So you kind of want to see a breakdown or a break up, kind of pull back. Then you can look for either a long or short, depending on which way it goes. Right now, it'd be kind of like looking into a wedge. So a lot of times, whenever we're just kind of chopping sideways before the market kind of decides which way we're going to break, you'll just kind of get, tighter and tighter and tighter till it finally breaks. For anybody that likes to draw the trend lines. Okay, it's time to listen to some music. This stuff then got super slow, guys. If you look at the overall leg on the fib, I mean, we're in discount, so you would think that we would make a nicer move back to the upside. On this one big leg to the left. What do you mainly trade on walls? Do you mainly just do crypto, or do you trade a little bit of everything? Thank you guys for the likes and follows tonight. Sorry, the market is slow for the third straight night in the row. So this has kind of been the theme probably since Monday. Usually the moves haven't been happening till what, 11, 12 o'clock at night. So this would have been last night's price action right here, guys. So this is where we were last night before we finally broke. So it looked like it finally broke around the 10 o'clock hour and just kind of finally started grinding down. So like I said, it's identical. So this was last night's price action and this is tonight's price action. I mean, it's like the same freaking spot, man. Oh, it's just insane. I swear the market in repeating itself. Okay, I'll look at it in a minute, Walls. All right, so the one thing that you have to be careful when trading, like let's just say if you like to trade like these wedges, a lot of times you'll get like a fake breakout to one side or the other. We got the 50% of the daily move sitting up there at the 60s. So I was kind of thought if we got long while ago that we could look for a trade up into this area, look for like a 10, 20 points. That would be the 50% of the daily move there. And like I said, if we get back above this 41 level and we can find support, that's where I'm going to probably take my long and see how long we can hold this trade for. Walls, did you get caught in the deep sell off today? I think there was somebody in the lobby earlier who said that he was it Diamond? No, it wasn't Diamond. Let's see. Let me see if I can find their name. Okay. Yeah, Andrew. Yeah, Andrew said he got caught in that dump today. So I guess he must have been long up there around the 900s. So if you didn't know what happened today around, I want to say around 10 o'clock, China reported that they were not going to no longer use the NVIDIA chips, and it caused the market to dump 100 points, then literally bounce all the way back up. It was like 100 points within like 2 seconds. It was this candle right here. It was almost a 100-point candle. It was about 95 points. No, I don't do any option trades. I know a lot of people do talk about it because a lot of people bring it up here, but I've never done no kind of option trade. The only option trade that I've ever done is sell calls. I've sold calls before to make money off premiums, and that's it. I know some people make good money off trading options. I'm just not one of them. I hear people talk about it all the time, or people bring it up in the lobby quite a bit about the options. That's insane. Did I unplug my? I don't know if this I think I might have accidentally unplugged one of my monitors. Oh well. I must have unplugged one of my monitors. I kept looking over there and I can't get the screen to come back on. What's up, non-name? How are you doing tonight? So far, we're just watching the market grind sideways, about the same as last night. We 2 nights in a row that we've been stuck in this range here. So the last 2 nights have been so horrible as far as any kind of like momentum goes. Like they've been like 30 to 40 points max. Like tonight, you're looking at roughly not even what 10, 35, 30 points. Like, it's been horrible tonight. So, oh goodness. I think this is why I ended up calling it early last night, because I tried to stay on till 10 o'clock, but man, the market was just moving so slow. What do we got? 10 minutes to the top of the hour. All right, so if we're able to find a position above 41, we're going to target the 60s up here. Maybe even 55 may be my first target. We got two downward wicks there at 62, and this is the 50% of the daily move here at 62 also. This is the previous day also, guys. Previous day. What's up, Gary? How are you doing tonight? We're good. We're just watching slow markets tonight. It's about the same as it's been like this the last 3 nights. We just had some pretty slow movements in the markets the last couple nights. Unfortunately, I usually don't stay up late enough to catch the bigger moves. So last night, I think I got off the stream about 9:30 Eastern time, but by 11 o'clock is when the market really started moving. I mean, we were really stuck in the same range from last night. I'm trying to see if we can break above 41. That's my long area is 41, and my short area below is 813. No, I think, man, they've had their sale going on for a whole month. I don't have any evals with Bulinox right now. I just have the 3 fundeds, because you only can have 3 funded accounts with them. You can have more, but I think they got to stay inactive until you get one of our thresholds. You said Keys playing the channel move as well. Yeah, I would think Bulinox would come back out with something in the next few days. I mean, they don't usually stay at the 45%. My guess is they'll go back to, they usually start off with 73%, but then they eventually move to like 80%. Then one weekend out of the month or early next month or something like that, I think they'll go back to 90 again for like maybe Valentine's. These accounts that I'm trading right now, these are probably some of the cheapest evals that I have, that I really want to pass them, because they have the old Apex rules with their payouts, because you can take out almost the whole amount once you get to payout and only leave like a $500 buffer. And that's what Padeas. And I know of other streamers who use Padeas, and they do pay out. They've also just started. They their own YouTube channel too. I haven't really watched it. I just know they have a YouTube channel now, which a lot of the prop firms have been doing that lately, where they start their own YouTube channels. You're shorting off the 841s. I'm going to stay out of my positions because I don't usually trade the range very well, Walls. I'm going to stay out of this until we get out of this range. I'm going to probably stay out of it. Yeah, the one rule that I'm not a fan with Apex, Gary, is that like if you got caught in a bad trade or something, is that 30% drawdown. Which it doesn't really affect me now, but it has in the past. Like that's how my last payout got denied was that 30% rule. I must have had one day where I was in drawdown and it went over to the 30%. And that's not a lot when you're trading on 25Ks because I was trading at 25K, so that's fairly small. Let's see. Nice short off the 41. What were you targeting down? Or are you just scalping a few points? No, it's 30% drawdown whatever you have going on with your account. So let's just say you had a brand new account. If you lose more than 30% of that day, it's like you breaking a rule. Even though let's just say your account goes down 30%, but you go back into the green on one trade. So you still believe that the trade was going to work, but for some reason you went into drawdown because the market made a quick dip or whatever the reason. It would be a rule break, and you could follow the rest of the rules all the way till pass, but it would get denied, and you would have to keep trading again, another 8 trading days or 6 trading days. Just based off the trend lines of the points of the wicks. So let's just say if you got rid of this one here. So right now you have like a nice little trend line build up here on the 5-minute charts. So this would almost be like a bear flag is kind of what it looks like. Like you would think eventually it would just break down. Then this one would be kind of coming in from the top. I mean, we're just keep making lower highs and lower highs is basically what we're doing. I think people either call this like the wedge or I'm not really sure what other I'm not sure what other names they call it. I know it's just like a wedge. And a lot of times, what it'll do is the tighter the market gets, it'll just stay inside this little wedge till it just finally gets here, and you'll get to either break out to the upside or downside. And it's not even a guarantee which way it breaks out. What it does is supposed to kind of just give you like some kind of like confirmation which way the market's going to go. So far, my level for the longs is 841. And for short bias, it's below 813. Oh, is this the 9:30 candle from this morning? That 8:41? Hmm. I guess we were kind of in this here. Okay, so this was the opening here. This was the opening market here. So this was after that first a big initial move from this morning. Then this was the consolidation around that 813. The 813 is the PM low here. That's what I was looking at as far as shorting that 813s. All right, you would think we would. So here's your PM session. Pretty much we're kind of just stuck at the bottom of the PM session. So what I was doing, I was seeing if we were going to break from this PM session from earlier today. Then you can almost look for a trade for us to kind of fill into the AM session low. Let's see here. I was hoping we get a little bit more volume than that at the top of the hour. I got to find my TikTok page because sometimes it will close it if I don't pay attention to it. Ooh. Just a little bit more. So if we can find support above 41, we're going to be targeting the 60s up there or maybe the 55 for the first leg up. Like I said, that's the 50% of your previous daily is that 62. So I'm not sure what kind of resistance we would run into. You got, looks like two big downward wick candles. So more likely you're going to hit those and find some kind of resistance. Goodness. Dude, I was so hoping that Walls, once we hit that top of the hour, we would just kind of have a little pop. But we got all of like maybe 5 points. Oh, I gotta find my phone. What's up, Steven? How are you doing? I feel like December we had some fairly decent moves for the overnight session, but man, it just seems like ever since the first of the year, we've just been dead in the the first of the Tokyo session. It seems like all of December, man, it just seems like we're just getting really great movement in overnight session. How many points did you take off that short Walls, or was it just a break even trade? 7 points, nice. Yeah, if there's anybody here who wants to check out Wall's page, he seems like has a lot of interesting stuff on his page too. If you want to check out some of his videos, he has tons of stuff on there for anybody that's interested. Hey, fun. So maybe this will just turn into that slow grinding all the way to a London session. That's kind of what we're hoping for here. Come on. Dude, that 41 has just been a straight wall. If we get above 841, I was looking for longs. But that 41 level has been a straight brick wall tonight, man. We just look how many times we've hit this 41 tonight. We just cannot get through it. We've been pretty much stuck between the 41 and the 813. We just cannot get out between this level. And unfortunately, I have no desire to take any trade unless we can get out of this area here. But see, we were stuck in the same area last night for almost 3 hours before it broke. I was showing everybody that a while ago. If you pull your charts to the left a little bit and look at what we have, this was last night's trading session. Look, I'm talking about identical, guys. So hopefully, eventually, this is what happened last night. We finally broke out, but like I said, I'm not going to sit here for 3 hours and wait for this. There's just no way. So, But this was last night. This is what aspired last night around 11 o'clock. I think I sat on here for about an hour and a half, and I think, like I said, the sell-off came somewhere between 10 and 11. So, yeah, we've just been stuck. So if we do take the long above 841, the first target's going to be 862 or up in the 550 somewhere for the first contract, because that 62 level is the halfway part from the previous day. So that would be your 50% of your total daily move. And I'm not sure if we'll break through that. A lot of times you'll hit that 50% of that daily move and kind of sell back down, but you have to wait and kind of see what happens. It'd be nice if we can almost rerun this whole move. If you pull fib on this whole move here and just have like a really big pullback in the overnight, then the next morning it would dump off. But see, I don't think that's the low. Your low's probably here. So I think that's the low from overnight. Oh, I pulled that in the wrong direction here. Let me flip that around. All right, we just hit the 40. So that looks like around about a 60 to 70% pullback. So, I mean, that's definitely back into discount. But we could have a small pullback here, but when London hits, then you would get that, like let's just say if London moves up all night or this Asia market moves up all night, then you'll get to London session and then it'll have a manipulation trade and then the actual trade will come in the New York session. I don't know if you ever heard like the three things that you use. I see it on TikTok all the time. So your Tokyo sessions, your consolidation period. Wait a minute. I got to do that real quick. All right. So Tokyo's usually your consolidation. New York sessions, your manipulation, where it'll break either to the upside or downside. Then once New York gets here, you'll get the move. Wow. Another 41 bounce. And that's even a good sign if we do get above the 41, if we can print below it, because you have all these upward wicks that we could bounce off of to find support. Man, we're still inside this wedge, guys. Thank you guys for the, thanks Mastermind for the follow. What did the methodical man get long? Let's see. I don't think so. So guys, if you're just now joining us, we're pretty much in a very just slow type market. I would imagine within the next hour or so, you may get the break here. I'm just not sure if I'm going to make it that long, because most of the time I'll be going to bed around 10 o'clock at night. And because most of the time I do get up early in the mornings. I'm like an early morning riser. Most of the time I'm up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Most of the time I only think I sleep like 5 or 6 hours. So if you're just joining us, like I said, for my longs, I was waiting for us to kind of print above the 841s. And for my shorts, I was looking for a print below 813s to find support below 813s. So, oh goodness. Uh-oh, maybe that's the... kind of getting below our trend line, so maybe we'll finally start getting the push. Or this could be the fake out little manipulation here, then push back up. I mean, you'd almost need it to get below here before you would consider that a move down, because that can just be another higher low here. So just try not to get fooled by the breakout here. So it would have to break the 20s here. What's up, Awesome? How are you doing tonight? Sorry I didn't see there. So far, it's been just a really slow, grindy price action. We've been kind of stuck in like a 30-point range tonight. Not really a lot to do here. We're just, like I said, this is the downside of the watching the Tokyo session. Is a lot of times you're just stuck in a super tight range, and it could be in this super tight range all the way up until London session. So, oh man, like I said, it can definitely make you sleepy. This is why a lot of times we do not over leverage our accounts in the Asia market, because you do not want to get stuck in one of those 2 or 3 hour trades. It would just grind you to death. Wow, was that the fake out? Maybe. That might have been our fake out, guys. Let's see. I think it was trying to draw some folks in. This is what I was saying about sometimes these, at the end of the day, these are just lines drawn on the charts. So a lot of times these are just kind of like little fake outs. I feel like my charts are going down. I mean, my chair's going down. I think my hydraulics is going out in this chair. I don't even know why. It's not even that old of a chair. I think I've only had it a little over a year. I don't think you can fix the little hydraulics if they start leaking in your chair. This thing goes down so low, like it thing will be like almost up to like my shoulders. Either that or the desk sits up high. I'm not sure which one it is. Oh, goodness. Oh. So guys, like I said, if you're just joining us, we have been pretty much staying out of this market. We did take a trade before we got on for like 10 or 15 points. I think we're like up $60 on one of our Prodeus accounts. It kind of made us finally break back over the 500s. We did take a couple losses on these accounts the last few days and break even trades. So kind of broke back over the $500. And so that gives us at least $1,000 of drawdown because these are, the static accounts. The account that we're trading now is hopefully we can find one more trade before we get off, and it should push us over the $900 in drawdown. Well, that'll give us 500 plus 900, so about $1,400 in drawdown for these accounts, and I have to get to $1,500. So, and what these are, I was hoping Prodeus would come back out with that sale again, because you can get these when they have their sale, you can get these accounts for $8. So I paid like $8 for these evals through Prodeus whenever they were running their 90%. But the downside of it, like I said, it's only a $500 drawdown because it's a static account. So you have to trade small, usually 1-2 micros max until you build a little bit of profit. I think if you can build up to $500, and that'll at least give you $1,000 in drawdown. But starting out, you cannot be over leveraged because 25 points with one mini, the count's gone. All right, here we go. Do I feel like we're going to finally break this? If we can finally get out of these higher lows, we should get maybe a little push to the downside here. But I still don't think we broke that. You're still shorting? Nice. You've been holding ever since the 41 up there? So if I got short, my stop loss would have to go up there. Look for, 10 points? We'll see what happens. I'm still... we're trading minis or micros on the NQ take profit. So we're only trading 2 micros usually at a time because we're trading on a $500 static account. So like I said, you don't start off on a lot of drawdown. I've been building drawdown with this account. So I'm up $868 in this particular account. And this is just trading all of December because I just got these accounts, I think, right after Thanksgiving. So I've had these for about a month. I don't trade them every day because I wasn't trading the evenings time very consistent until recently. So it's just been using them for practice in the Tokyo session because I'm not I don't have a lot of experience trading this time of the day. And so usually when I trade it, we either take small losses or small wins. So like last night, we took a small loss. So we had a $60 negative last night on our account. And I want to say like a small break-even trade or something. But it was a red night last night. Then the night before was kind of like a break-even trade. We didn't really lose any money, but we didn't make any money on the accounts. Then Monday night, I don't remember. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. This is only Wednesday. So last night was the red night. Tuesday, then Monday was a break-even night. Yeah, I mean, if they're helping you in this slow market, that's pretty good. Now, if we can pull back here and make another lower high, that might be a good entry opportunity there. Let's see. Kind of make another lower high here if we start pulling back. They don't run it very often. It's a Perdeus. They offer a whole bunch of different accounts. Like I said, man, they only usually run that for like 1 day at a time, like not even a whole day. Most of the time, it's like a 12-hour period. Like I'll just happen to get an email like, "Hey, 90% off. Grab you an $8 account." And it's a very short window. Usually they are, I want to say $45 after the discount or $55 if they're running 80% off. And I think that's all in, actually. That's the $55 one. That one's your all in for $55. That's already what the activation fee included. The only thing I'm not a fan of the Perdeus is I am not a big fan of trading on Quantower. I don't use Quantower enough to be super fast with it. So that's why if I trade Quantower, it's always in the evening. The daytime session, you will mostly always see me on the New York charts. Not New York charts, the Ninja charts. Because that's what I'm used to trading on is Ninja charts. Then in the evenings when the market's slower, it doesn't bother me as bad to trade on Quantower. No, I've never traded a crypto, but I think that Wall Street's up there. I think he trades crypto because I went to his page a while ago on TikTok and it seems like he has a lot of crypto information on there. If you're interested in someone that trades crypto, I'm not sure if he does it live or not, but it looks like maybe he trades crypto. I don't really know anybody that trades crypto. I know there's people out there that trade it, but I know I'm not one of them. And I don't know anybody personally that I watch that trades crypto. But it seems like a lot of people do come through here and ask if I trade crypto. So I'm not sure how that works as far as trading from. Okay, so you trade crypto Bitcoin. So how do you go about trading crypto Bitcoin? Like, do you trade that like on like regular trading platform charts, or do you got to go somewhere like a crypto like Robinhood? Or see, I'm not even sure where you would go to even trade crypto unless you went like the only crypto I've ever bought was like on Coinbase or Robinhood or stuff like that. That's about the only experience that I've ever had with crypto. Biofin, see, I've never heard of that. Never heard of those people or charts. Is that a chart similar to like this here? Like as far as your Quantower charts or Ninja charts, it looks like the same where you can just have like your buy, sell, and everything here. I'm assuming it does. Okay. All right, so maybe we'll finally get a little bear flag here and finally break out to the downside. It's also leverage trading. Yeah, I think I've been so stuck on the NASDAQ for so long that, which I mean, that was purpose because I like trading the NASDAQ. You know, ever since I've started trading NASDAQ, I haven't switched over. No, not any entries tonight. I do kind of like the short down here. If we get like a nice little pullback here, maybe we can get a little short trade down to the 813s. But my bias as far as long and shorts go is above the 841s. Find support above 841s or find some kind of resistance support under the 813s. So for the last two nights, we have been stuck in this same zone. So if you kind of go to the left here, this was last night's price action here before we finally broke to the downside. So we were stuck in this same zone last night to almost 11 o'clock. So we could be stuck in this same zone for another 2 hours. But I'm not going to stay here and watch this stuff to break out for another 2 hours. There's just no way. I'd sit over here. I'd be like falling asleep. But if we can find an entry, maybe we can put our stop loss somewhere where we can just get a nice runner and see if we can just let it run overnight. And have like a set target of like 50 points or something. So the 813 level, that's your New York low PM session. So that's what level that is. That's why we're trying to short that level. It's actually 814, not. You can see we kind of already had a night one push down there. I thought this was going to be the short opportunity. Right now, we're just kind of trading sideways at the moment. We did have a big sell off today. I mean, I feel like we have some more room to the downside if you go, because if you pull a fib from your low to the high here, you could easily probably get back into the discount around this 86% range and even possibly run the lows here if that doesn't hold up, because this will be the lows from last night. So So my two levels for longs and breakouts is I'm gonna be looking for long above 841 once we get up there, find resistance. If we do, for the upside, and for the downside, it's going to be kind of below the 814, 813, 813s, 814s. So you feel like we're going to probably rerun those lows from yesterday. See, I like that too. So if we were able to at least find an entry, get our like 10, 20 points, then just put your runner on and just walk away and look for like a 40 or 50 point move. We just got to find a, all right. Oh, all right. Maybe we're finally going to get our trend. I think my first short while ago, I was short from the 20 before the market opens, and we just got lucky enough to get this leg here that pushed all the way down to the 800s. Not before the market opens, but before the Tokyo session open. Looking to get into a ACRH. What does the ACRHR stands for? AK. Oh, Archer. Oh. Yeah, these last two nights, man, have been rough. Yeah, I have to look that up. I'm not sure who. Aviation. Okay, so it's a kind of a stock. Okay. So it's sitting at 8. I looked it up. I was like, what kind of stock is that? I guess I've never even heard of the Archer Aviation stock. It's sitting at $8.42. What's up, Salem? Take profits 9,300. This isn't crypto. I'm sorry. Oh man, we just broke. Finally get a little breakout here. We still got a minute left on this candle here. So we got about 40 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. We're going to wait for this next candle to print and see what kind of resistance that we'll get here at the 814s. The low on that one's at 5, so you would at least think we'd run that. A lot of times, if you can get outside of that PM session, a lot of times you'll just keep making moves all the way down for the rest of the night. Trying to wait and see if we get a little pullback back into the 814s and kind of do a little retest. If not, we may get something at the 800s where it'll hit the 800 level, then bounce back up. So 803. I just don't want it to be like this type of move where we sold below the 814 while ago and it pushed all the way back up. Oh, ready for the longs? Oh, shoot. No. Oh, the 800 bounce long. Still got a lot of time left on this candle. There's still 3 minutes left. There's your 800 bounce. So if you took your long at 800, how far are you looking for us to pull back up to the top of the range? Okay, you're looking just for 10 plus point. Okay, gotcha. I was looking for like a little retest of the 10s to 14s here. All right, we still got a minute and a half left on this candle. Just trying to be patient and to see if we can make a push back up there towards that 814s to find support to make sure that level is going to hold. So what'd you do? Just went long and put your stop loss here at the 97s. $95. That's not a bad trade there. Nice as far as a nice stop loss goes. You got 30 seconds on this next 5-minute candle. So this next 5-minute candle may give you your little pullback. This baby don't want to pull back, does it? Come on. Just don't want to get left behind if this thing's not going to pull back for me. Come on, give me the 10. Son of a bee. Just trying to be patient here and wait for some kind of pullback, guys. We're looking for a short. The 14 was my short level, but I was looking for a retest of the short, the 814s. But so we're looking for a pullback back up into probably the 10 area if we can. A lot of times you'll get the bounce off the 90 here, and you'll get another little pullback here. The 14 was my sell. We've had this line marked out all night. It's just we were hoping to get a better like looking retest where this candle pushed through, then this candle did a little retest. And the reason I didn't jump in it then because of this, because this broke through earlier, then as you can see, it went all the way back through it. All right, we should get a little bounce here at the 90. There's a lot of candles in this area. I'm only going to go in if we get a pushback up there to retest in the 810s. I would think that we'd want to get a bounce back up because it's about to hit all this resistance here. Wow. Come on. So you got to be patient. I don't see how we don't get some kind of pullback in a minute. Get that first leg pullback to look for a short. Man, I didn't expect us to sell off, what, 15 plus another 25, like 40 points. So we got 1 minute left on this candle here. So hopefully the next candle, since we have so much resistance in this area, we can finally get that pushed back up. And like I said, the 14 is going to be kind of the line in the sand area. Your stop gave back 10. And plus, a lot of times, if you hit the, say, 75, you will most of the time push back up into the whole number also. If you like to trade the whole numbers. All right, so we got a new low. And why is that? Oh, you jump back in at the 75? Yeah, that's a nice way. Jumping in at the whole numbers. I have this one guy that usually trades with me on YouTube. That's what he trades. He does the whole number trading, where he would have had a buy order sitting at 75, looking to have a sell order sitting at the 800. So he would anticipate a order up at the 800s here. Yeah, I did a lot of paper trading when I first started. Or sim account. I would be trading like a sim account and an eval. All right, here comes our pullback here. I'd like to see this sell pull back up into the 50% of the range. That would be the ideal pullback. Probably the biggest difference is your emotions when trading a sim account, because there's nothing on the table. Then are the emotions is going to come from if you're trading like a cash account or a funded account that you have a little bit of money in the game. That's usually the difference between the accounts. So most of the time people will kind of go through phases where they'll try to master the sim. Then you'll struggle with the sim accounts, then you start getting really good at the sim accounts, and then you switch over to your funded accounts, and then you kind of go through the same thing with the fundeds until you finally start getting comfortable with the fundeds. And I don't even feel like I'm that comfortable with my fundeds. I still struggle with funded accounts sometimes. No, I use Ninja. No, I've never used TradingView to trade. The charts right here are Quantower charts. Man, I hope I don't have to jump in this freaking thing early. I've heard of the Ross Cameron, but I've never watched him. Like, like as far as what he trades. I know they used to do a trading group. I think they were the ones who got in trouble for. Yeah, I want to say he was the one that either got sued or he got in trouble because they were manipulating penny stocks in like discords or private like rooms that you would pay for. So I think what was going on there is they would make a bunch of people buy into a stock and then they would sell it before they told their community to dump it. So they would make their money, then the people that some people were left holding the bag. Yeah, I don't know the whole story. I know very little about it. I think I heard somebody talking about that one time, but I don't know the whole story. I just know the very basics of it. I just know it had something to do with penny stocks. I've only heard of him through Methodical Man. Methodical Man used to watch him, and that's who told me about Cameron. But that was way before all that other stuff. What's up, NWA? How are you doing tonight? Yeah, but I don't know as far as like what his rooms and stuff are like, as far as like if he's just mainly doing like futures and stuff like that. Oh, wait, you said he's still doing penny stock. Man, I have to, I may even go and take a filler short and just have a big stop loss here. If I have to take drawdown, what we'll do is just add back into this. So 14 is going to be kind of my line in the sand tonight. This is just eval only, guys, also. So if it pulls back into the 50 or 60%, what we'll do is we'll add to our position. Because a lot of times I want it to be a lot closer to the 14 is where I want it to be. I didn't really want to be freaking 30 points off of the 14. So I'm hoping we still, maybe if we get the pullback, we'll try to add so we can get a little bit better position. Because I wanted to short the 14s. That's the area that we've had marked up all night. But I didn't expect this like sharp price movement to the downside to happen so fast. No, I wasn't. I was very, very new. This has probably been 3 years ago, Don. this up here at the top. And this way, if it does pull back into our level that we've been waiting on all night, we will add there. Now, this is just 2 micros, guys. We're not in this very heavy at all. So with 2 micros, you can withstand a little bit of drawdown. Like I said, I can't over leverage these accounts because they're very small accounts. I want to say we're up, like I said, about $900 in this account. So we got a nice little buffer zone at the moment. We're sitting at 868 at the moment. Did I take the... Damn it, I might have took the trade on the wrong account. Son of a B. I did. I took the trade on I took the wrong one. Sorry. Dang it. I forgot to switch it over. Dang it. So like I said, if we get a pull back into the 800s or 810s, and long as we make it just another higher low, we will add to this position to try to kind of get a little bit better position. That's annoying that I chose the wrong account tonight. I would like to see a pullback here, honestly, guys. I'd like to see us pull back into the 90s or even the 800s. And the reason why is that's way we can, because I still believe that the 14 is going to be the resistant line here tonight. And I feel like we will stay under the 14. And that's way we can probably add to our position to try to get a better average. Because right now we're only in this trade for 2 micros. So we're not in it very heavy. Since I took the trade on the wrong account, we have $60 that we made from earlier tonight that we can risk. So I didn't want to take the trade on this account. I meant to take it on that other account because we just broke that $500 range on this one. And I was hoping that we would be able to take another one. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't see your... Candle, what were you saying? I'm sorry, I have like 3 chats going on, man. I'm not familiar with this charts are Quantower. I have to use them to trade Padeas with. And they're the only ones that I trade on the Quantower. And I don't usually trade Quantower in the evening. Yeah, I'm sorry if sometimes I just lose track of the chats, man. I don't mean to. I get so focused of looking at charts, then I almost forget about the chat sometimes. So sorry about that. What it is, I'm multi-streaming, so I have like my TikTok chat, I have the YouTube horizontal chat, and I have the vertical chat. So I haven't really had nobody in this lobby in a while. I think Methodical Man was the last one to post anything tonight, so I haven't been paying attention to this chat on the horizontal. It's just more or less for practice because I want to get better at trading the Tokyo session. And mostly what I trade is mainly off of levels because there's not really a lot of breakouts or anything. He ignores me too. What's up, Chris? I don't ignore you, Methodical Man. Methodical Man, why did you let me get short 20 points below my short that I've been waiting on all night? I've literally sat here for 2 hours waiting on that damn 814 to get short, and I was waiting for like a little bump into it, and I didn't get it. Then I had to just sit there and watch it go down 40 points. There's nothing worse. You sit here for 2 hours talking about the level that you're going to short, and you miss the short. You were stuck in a long. I never did feel the longs, dude. I told you the long play for me was above the 841. And the short was 814. Hopefully what we'll do is you get this big move, you'll get this little consolidation sideways, and then you'll get this dump in a minute. So I'm kind of like, that's kind of what I'm hoping for here in a minute. Yeah, I was short. Okay, so you were short, then you tried the bounce play. Yeah, I saw that trend line bounce from earlier because we had that big, nice wedge. SPC stock? No, this is the MNQ or NQ, but it's the micros version of the NQ. So if you trade the NQ, it's $20 a contract. If you trade the micros, it's $2 a contract, and you can trade whatever. Like I usually trade like 2 contracts, so usually I trade for like $4 a point instead of the 20. Just because these accounts are too small to trade for, too small to be trading $20 contracts. Oh, we're at 900? Nice. Oh, yeah, I kind of did like that. Yeah, I saw that we had all that support here. I think if we run this, it'll take all night long. My line in the sand here, candle, is going to be 814. So I'm okay with this pushing back up to the 21 EMA here and maybe adding one more contract to this. But as long as 814 holds, I'm going to be short bias all the way. A lot of times, if we sell outside of that PM session, you'll pretty much stay out of there until we get into the London session. So it could stay below this 814 all the way until probably 1 o'clock. So hopefully by then we can get a nice push down. Like I said, 1 o'clock is going to mean 1 o'clock. 8:14 is going to be my line in the sand here. So if we push back up and we start going through the 8:14s, that's when I'll consider closing this trade. Unfortunately, we took the trade on the wrong account. We actually took the trade on the account that we had one winner earlier tonight. So if we do take the loss, it'll just take our profits away. So then it'll be pretty much back to kind of a little over, not quite break even. I think it'll still be a little bit of a loss, but it won't be as bad if I had just took the whole months. No, this right here. I haven't been trading the Asia market very long, Ninja. And so I only do evals in the Tokyo session. I trade funded accounts in the New York session. We don't be trading no Weiss money. Come on, man. We need to trade some of Methodical Man's money. All right, here comes the pullback here. Like I said, I'm still all in on this short as long as the 8:14 holds. The wife's boyfriend money. All right, so what we're going to do is if it pulls back into this level here, we're going to probably add. If it doesn't pull up there, we won't add. We're only going to add if it pulls back up into like the teens or around the 810 area or where the 21 EMA is at. Because I'm not going to add when we're, only 5 points above. That really won't make much of a difference as far as my overall position goes. No, we haven't been trading no gold. I have seen a lot of people trade silver, it seems like lately. I've been seeing some people talk about getting wrecked trading silver. To me, I find it scary that silver's going up like that. I don't know if it's because that's just going to make, man, everything so much more expensive when it comes to like electronics. Because silver's in everything. To me, I thought that's the reason why they always kept silver compressed, like where it never matched up with gold, like where they never went up equally, so that it wasn't cost so much to build all of our electronics. I'm not really sure what the silver stock price is though, but I know I think the last time I saw someone it was like 70 or 80 bucks. Last year, or the year before, it was like in the 20s. It hovered around in the 20s forever. Yeah, thank you guys for the likes and subscribes tonight. We're one step closer to getting to 1,000 subs. It has definitely been a grind. I've been in the 800 YouTube jail for a good while. Feels like. So this is turning into a nice little, hopefully just a nice little pullback for the next leg to hopefully push down. So kind of making another little lower high here. It looks a little cleaner whenever you look at where it just kind of draws your lower highs for you. So hopefully this is going to be our higher low here, and we'll get a little push down here. Thank you guys for the likes and follow. Funny. Oh my goodness. Bitcoin's back to 91,000. I haven't really paid attention to the Bitcoin pricings in forever. I think the last time I lost out on a lot of money on crypto is I had bought like I want to say five. I think I bought like I want to say, and I took my money out kind of early, so I lost like several $1,000s. It's whenever Bitcoin went from 50 cents to like $2. No, not Bitcoin. XRP went from 50 cents to like $2. And I had bought like, I think 500 XRP. Not 500. It was, let me see. Because I think I missed out on like quite a few $1,000. It was quite a bit. Yeah, it's whenever it got up to like the $2, $3 range. So if this could start pushing back down and make this the new leg high, that would be the ideal here. Now, the only way this would suck if you pull fib on this leg here and it only pulls, say, pushes down like 60 to 50% of this leg, then more likely it's going to be pushing back higher. Let's see. Yeah, this is a nice little indicator if you don't like to look for your longs and highs and everything. It kind of just marks them out for you and it makes it look cleaner. I like it. I like it, the straight lines, because it makes it look cleaner. This way you can kind of not over just look at all this garbage and all the noise in between. So this is why I like this indicator as far as the straight lines go. Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping that this is the pullback here, and that we'll at least make a lower low here. But 14 is definitely my line in the sand here. I mean, I'll hold this short basically all the way back up to 814 before I close it. Mm. Yeah, you really want to see it sell the 100% here. The only thing about the short here, I mean, honestly, it's not the only thing that sucks about it is this right here. There's a lot of support here. As you can see, man, I bought right on top of a pullback, like a top of a leg before it pulled back. So yeah, I'm about to call it quits too, man, because we've been on here for 2.5 hours. I might like my eyes are super heavy. If anything, we may just leave this trade up and I may just watch it from my iPad or something and see if we get that pullback above the 814s. As long as the 814 holds, it should be good. I don't think it'll get back above the 814s until the London session. And if I can hit my first target at the 73s, we will just take our last position and put it here at the top of this leg here. Thanks, Suzette. The highs are in. Oh, you're thinking we're going to be getting a big sell off finally? We're just going to be dump fest for a little while? Or a nice grind slower? I don't know. NASDAQ went straight up all of last year. So you feel like this might be like a bear market type year where we have like a nice little sell off for a while? I think someone was pointing that out last year. If you go back and look and see what the NASDAQ was trading at in last January. Or last month or something, they were pointing out where the NASDAQ was, where it opened at the in January of last year. Pretty much back to our entry, guys. I'm trying to hold off and see if we can hit our first target. Then I want to take my stop loss to 95, where we had that last higher low put in. I'm just hoping this doesn't end up being a pullback in itself. That's the only thing that has me worried. I want to see us run this low to kind of get a lower low or something like that before we get the pullback. What's up, Jay? How are you doing? Jay Sharam? Sorry. I thought that was somebody's name, Jay. Said hi. Okay. What's up, Jay? How are you guys doing tonight? Have you guys enjoyed the slow, choppy, the consolidation that we had earlier? I think we stayed in that one area for like almost 2 straight hours. It was a long couple hours. My eyes are pretty heavy as right now, so I'm ready for us to hit my first first target down here, and I think I'm gonna call it. Then just leave a runner on for a while and walk away. And see if we can push those lows from overnight from the previous night. Like I said, like to see it make lower lows here. Come on, Nasty Naz. Get on down there. No, we just made a higher low. Come on, keep that thing moving. I did not want to see the higher low put in. Damn it. That means this thing could have a bigger pullback. Son of a bee. Hopefully that's not right. Come on, push on down there. We don't want no higher low. We're about to have a new candle. I do not want to see this candle flush back up to the upside. Damn it. All right, 16 seconds for a new 5-minute candle. That's not a good sign. Son of a bee. That means we're going to have another pullback. Yeah, I was debating if I should even got out of that because I knew once we got that higher low print in there and that next 5-minute candle printed back above my opening, I knew that we're about to have another pullback. So you got out finally. Wait, that you weren't long though, right? Methodical? Or are you in a short? If we lose the 80, it should tank for sure. Nice. I know. I didn't even really want to be in it at the 80. I didn't really look to the left. I really wanted to be in it around the 810s, the 814s. That's where I wanted my entry to be. Yeah, it already gave up the 25. Yeah, I know, man. I didn't like I was looking for, I don't know why I waited for a better pullback. I should have just jumped on in. What worried me was that same move that we had earlier whenever we lost that 814 methodical man. I didn't know if that next candle would shoot back up through it, and it did not. It just dumped off within like seconds. So that's why we didn't take it. Like I said, we're going to hold this trade. At least, like I said, my line in the sand is just going to be 814. I think before the London session starts, we should get a nice little sell. You're in a short on your MES. Yeah, if we can get through the 80s here, we should get a nice little sell down. I think this is just going to be one of these moves where you get this big move down. We consolidate sideways to build up some liquidity, then we'll get that dump. Here in long, hoping for a short. I mean, what's your target to the upside, Candle? Are you planning on holding it all night long? One of these deals where you just hold up all night. If I could just get my 10 points and go to the top of this leg, I'll be okay with that. The only thing I wasn't a fan of is whenever I saw this make this higher low here. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Make a low here. Low. Higher low. It may still get down there. It's just 804. Yeah, I know a lot of people. There was a guy in the lobby earlier, Rome. He said he got caught in that flush. I guess he was long and he got caught in that flush that China news today with the Nvidia news. I'm surprised China didn't wait till the Nvidia earnings to release it. Release it like minutes before their earnings. Shoot. Yeah, I know there was a lot of people that got their account wrecked today, especially if they didn't use stop losses. Luckily for me, I was in a short when that happened. I was taking a bounce off of the 900 level, and I was in that thing for a mini. I was in it for 10 micros looking for 10 points. As soon as I hit my 9 points, that news popped and it dropped down like 90 points. And luckily I was able to, I think I picked up like an extra $60 on my fundeds because I was in a funded trade when that happened. Because there's no way that thing would have respected your stop loss. It would have just blown through your stop loss and you would have took a massive loss. Uh-oh. My OBS disconnected for some reason. So, sorry about that. So if my screen went blank, I'm not really sure why it did that. Ooh, so close. Oh, come on. Don't give us a nasty wick like that. No, fish lips. You missed you this was your long over here, not this candle. This was your long. You already hit 75 once. Uh NQ's been good. You know, sometimes it has its insane days where it just wrecks you on the crazy movement. That's the only bad thing about the. Oh, it didn't hit the 800. It was pretty good today. The only thing that messed up people today wrong was that China news getting released. Other than that, it was a decent trading day. I missed my trade this morning. I had a setup at opening because most of my funded trades are taken in the opening range, and I couldn't pull the trigger, freaking stick candle, so I didn't pull the trigger. Because I've gotten burned on these big wick 5-minute candles before, so a lot of times I'll stay out of them. Then what sucks is after it got finished printing, it went up like 100 and something points. So we got 40 seconds. That, yeah. Are you talking about the one around the opening where it was like an all wick candle? Or were you talking about the sell-off from the China news? Yeah, that one. Yep. That was the one I was trying to trade this morning too, Rome. Like it, I mean, it was the right play for what I like to do my fundeds, but it was just one big wick. So I wouldn't take it. I just sat there and watched it because I was like, nope, I couldn't do it. because I was copy trading 3-4 funded accounts, and so I was just like I didn't feel comfortable with it, so I just let it go. Then next thing I knew, that thing that went up 100 points and didn't get a funded trade. What's up, Deal from India? So close. Whew. Well, I wouldn't have got stopped out because I would have had my stop loss at that low. It was more or less about the entry. I just didn't get the entry. Because a lot of times what I do is I'll pull fib on the low and the high whenever I'm trading in that 15 minutes. And I'm looking for a 50 to 70, or, I'm looking for basically a pullback into discount to buy out of that 15 minutes. Preferably the 60 to 76% range. And it did that this morning. But like I said, it was, like you were saying, it was an all wick candle. Man. It's almost like, do I close this trade here and just see if I can get a better entry if it goes up here and touches the 800s? I feel like that would probably be the safer bet here. If it cannot hit my 73 before it pushes up, I may even do that. Because right now we're up about 5 points. There was 3 big fib trades. Yeah, I didn't take the second one because I just took that one funded trade today with you with the 900 level. So, and I didn't do the copy trades. Oh, you closed it? Oh, shoot. Like I said, if this starts pushing back above my entry since we're already in the green, I may close this and see if we get a better entry. Because I don't want to sit through more drawdown here. Telling you to close it. I'll wait for it to get above my entry. If I see it like in the 84, 85, we'll just close it. We'll see if some of these wicks can save us here. Got quite a few wicks here. All right, guys, we're going to probably close this once it hits about the 84, 85 area. We're just going to see if these wicks will hold it up some. Yeah, that's what I plan on doing too, Rome. As soon as I hit my first 73, I'm just going to take my stop loss here and look for the possible lows or maybe the 50 swing or something. Oh, it's just so close. Come on. All right. No, new 5-minute candle. Nice. All right. All right. I don't know if there's any chance that we run these lows from overnight. I mean, that's still another 50 points to the downside. We can run down to the 50. There's just so much consolidation here. Look at all this consolidation right here. Man, it's going to take us a while to get through this stuff. All right. We're just going to leave it like that, guys, and just look for like a nice little 30-point move. So we did not trade on the other account. So I actually took the trade on the same account that I took a trade earlier. So right now we're up $98 in this account for the night. If we hit that one, if we hit this 53 here for this 30-point trade here, it should push us about 120, 130 bucks for the night. So that'd be another nice little trade for this account, because we were negative break even / negative on one account for the last 2 days. See, I got a $60 trade on this one tonight, and so I wanted to take another one on my other account, this one, and this way it would have pushed me over the $900 tonight if we were able to get, unfortunately, I feel like I got in this trade super late. I gotta just start entering, even if it's a loss or whatever happens, because I was just trying to be on the safer side. I should have been short around the 810s to 813s. I mean, you guys probably heard me repeat that crap over and over, that 814 was my short. I said print below 814, short. And because the reason why I say that is because if you go back and look at the kill zones, most of the time, if we find support underneath the PM low, we do not come back above that level. We will stay below that level all night long until we get into the London session. So we just broke through the London highs from yesterday. So now shoot, man, can we push the London lows? I'm tempted to put that shit down at the London lows. It might be here a little bit. All right, we're going to shoot for the London lows from yesterday. The London lows are all the way down at 26. Oh, we're right now 71. We would need to get through 71 first, because that's your AM low here at the 71. And we had a lot of consolidation. So if we get through the 71s, I don't think there's anything holding us up to get down to the 826s or 726s. Okay, you see how the Asia market stays inside of the PM session? It's just a chop fest. So this is what we're talking about. If the Asia can get out of the New York PM session, most of the time you will literally go in whatever direction it buses out of that PM session all the way till London. See what I mean? We ran up all night. You hit London, then pow, sold off. That's pretty much how it goes. Look, except for here, we didn't even get back. We just pulled back a test. Look. It was a little choppy, but like I said, as soon as you get out of that PM session low, it just goes in whatever direction you go in. Some nights are better than others. So this night you never got out of the PM session. I remember this night here, this got out of the PM session early. It was just a sell off all night long until you got back into the London session. Then the London session will carry us back into that. And that's how it usually goes. If you can catch that out of the PM session. This one, it never got out of it. It consolidated in the middle of it. Pretty much the same here. So it looks like you had a few candles break down, but you didn't really print below it till later that night. It looks like it hovered around it quite a bit, and then it just finally sold off. Yeah, like I said, sorry. So this is where my 814 was coming from to guys. No, fish lips. No, we don't want 800 on the deck. Let's get the 50 touch, then the 75. I know it's still at that 75 level. I almost want to just put my stop loss back up here a little bit above the 800s and just risk the profits we made for the much bigger move. So we'll just do a few points above 800 here. So we'll just risk $40 of our profit here to see if this will hold here in case we do have to get some kind of pullbacks. To clean up the above. Fish lips, I'm surprised you're trading the Tokyo session since you've been killing it lately in the New York session. All right, guys. So what we're going to target is we're going to have our target at 733. So this is only if tonight that we run the London lows from yesterday. So this is the 726 is your London lows. And that's what we're going to try to target with our runner. But I'm not going to sit here and watch it because I'm going to have to walk away from charts because, man, we've been on these things since 5 o'clock for like 5 straight hours. I've been looking at charts. And we've been doing streaming for the last 3. So been here for quite a bit. And I'll be back up, unfortunately, early in the morning, too. So thank you guys for watching. And like I said, we'll be back for the New York Open. Usually we trade about 2 hours in the morning for the New York. And we just look for one funded trade. So the funded trade is either going to be a winner or fail. So, so if you take a loser, we don't try to get it back no more. So now it's like we just take that one trade. Thank you, Chris. So we've been doing that lately. So I have one aggressive funded account that I've been trading with, and I've been trading 10 micros with. And we're just looking for $200 trades. And I think we're up about $500 in that account right now. So hopefully the trend could continue tomorrow. All right, guys. Thank you, guys. And we will see you guys in the morning. Thank you, Fish Lips. We'll talk to you tomorrow, buddy, if you're trading. Thanks for hanging out today.